So a lot of people ask me about the story with my mom making me wear body armor, which led me to develop the Maxx-Dri Vest. And the story that most people have heard on some of the podcasts and stuff like that, I was in medical school studying to be a physician, studying to be a surgeon. And while I was in school, as I was completing school, I was in a kind of a joint accelerated program, if you would. 9/11 happened in New York City. I was going to university in New York City, and after that, I was just set on joining the military and going and fighting terrorists. So I completed school. I didn't go into medicine, and I told my mom I wanted to join the military, and she said absolutely not. She was a single mom my whole life. I was her only boy, and I was her youngest, and she said absolutely not. I forbid you, and I'll kill you myself. So I was, of course, depressed, upset, angry. A lot of my buddies were joining the military, and I just felt like it was the American thing to do and the patriotic thing to do. I was in my early 20s, and so I wasn't able to. So I just kind of went into research for a little while, and then I, behind her back, started applying to police departments because I figured, well, let me join the military. I'm going to become a police officer. And at the time, my best friend was a police officer. He was a fairly new officer. He's a chief now. And so I applied, and I ultimately got hired at the agency I spent my 13-year career at. And she was very upset when she found out, and just angry, what have you. But the one thing she said to me after I graduated the academy, I think it was that following day, I had to go in for my shift. And she said, and I was, of course, on FTO. And she said, she was upset, she was angry, and really wasn't talking to me, but she said, you have to promise me that you will wear your body armor vest every single day. And she said, just promise me that. And I said, yeah, okay. Now, mind you, I had barely even known what it was like to wear my body armor. I think we had to try it on once prior to getting for uniform fitting for the academy, but you didn't need your body armor in the academy, and you never wore your body armor in the academy. So I had received it, tried it on for size, and then that was it. So the next day I went in for shift, and I put on that body armor, and let me tell you, within 20 minutes, I was like, what the heck is this thing? It was stiff, it was heavy, it was uncomfortable, of course not breathable because it was like this thick. And I was like, man, this is going to be really bad. But I gave my word, and I promised my mom that I would never go on duty without it. Now, at that time, there were some guys who were going on duty without it. I don't know, insurance has changed a little bit now, so I don't know if that's even allowed, but there were guys at the time because they said it's too hot, it's too uncomfortable, I'm not going to wear it. But I didn't have that option because I promised my mom that I would never go out on duty without it. So there I was wearing it for however many years before I decided this is crazy. I started seeing my coworkers break out in rash and all kinds of stuff, and the odor that the vest had was horrible because your sweat soaks into it. Yeah, you can take your panels out. We wore the body armor under our uniform. You can take the panels out and wash it, but every time you wash it, the Velcro gets weaker and it breaks down, so people are like, oh, just wash your vest. Well, it's not that easy to just wash your vest. It's a process. Especially if you have outer carry, you got to take all the gear off. So whenever I see anyone that says just wash your vest, you see that in the comments, I immediately know they're not a police officer, because if they knew what it takes to wash your vest, they wouldn't be just throwing that out there. So I suffered for a while, and then I developed the Maxx-Dri Vest. And let me tell you, it was something that not only was a lifesaver for me, but a lifesaver for my coworkers that tried it and helped me with the testing and development immediately. And then once people started trying it, and the police one did the write-up on it, and then it went viral, it went global. And it was because it worked. It just created that little bit of separation between your body armor and your base layer, and that's all you needed. That's all you needed, that little bit of separation, and it made a world of difference. And that was one of the things that pushed me to develop this product, which was my promise that I made to my mom that I would never go on duty without wearing my body armor. And I wanted to keep that promise because, like I said, she was upset, and as a baby boy and her only boy, she was scared. No matter how old I was, she still treats me as if I'm her baby, and that'll never change as long as she's here, and I know that. So I had to keep my word and keep my commitment to her. And there were a lot of days prior to inventing the Maxx-Dri Vest that I did not want to put that thing on, and I saw some other guys on my squad that were going out without it. They looked comfortable, they looked so much cooler, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But that was one of the main factors in helping me and pushing me to develop the Maxx-Dri Vest. And so I thank my mom for that. Thank you, Mom. and it has led to an invention that is now used by over 500,000 police officers, soldiers, first responders, security operators around the world, and she was a big part of that. So that's the story that a lot of people ask about, and that's one of the main reasons why I pushed so hard to develop this. So I knew there were guys out there that they had promised their spouses, they had promised other people in their family that they would always wear their body armor on duty. And I knew a couple of spouses that they found out that they weren't wearing their body armor, and they were really upset. They were really angry because they didn't want anything to happen to their loved one. So I understand that, and that is something that we've received a ton of different letters on, a ton of different mail on, from spouses and family members, mothers, wives, saying, hey, thank you for this product because my loved one now wears their body armor and I feel better knowing that they're out there wearing their body armor. So awesome stuff, but grounded in my promise to my mom. So that's that story.